Hello folks, and welcome back to round 2 of the 2023 Discmania 303 Open here in Denver, Colorado. This is a PDGA A-Tier event held at Badlands, which is a mix of two 18-hole courses that we are playing one layout on. I'm excited to be here with a good buddy of mine, Joel Freeman. Joel, what are you looking for out of our card today on this day 2?
Yeah, hello everybody. Nick, thanks for having me. Excited to be here. Man, round 2, the wind is going to be a little bit down compared to round 1. Yourself and Aaron managing that wind really nicely, and then Joe and Justin joining us as well.
Yeah, let's take a look at our leaderboard here. Plenty of names on there, some that we even know from the Pro Tour, so exciting to see them out here in Colorado playing this event on their way to the West Coast. But let's get right into hole 1.
Yeah, hole 1, all about speed control. You got that slope on the green, and so you're just doing your best to give yourself a circle 1 look. Again, the wind isn't quite as aggressive as it was day 1, and so popular play being this wide hyzer spiking in. But I think on a dead calm day, you'd see more straight shots.
We have Aaron Gossage up here first.
This looks like a Buzz OS. Is he cranking on a mid-range here?
I think if I remember correctly, it's actually a zone.
Oh, wow. Okay. Even less than a mid.
Yeah, which is pretty wild.
That's Aaron Gossage for you.
Yeah, he likes to throw the disc very hard, and the zone works well for him. Myself up next here, also shooting 9 under par yesterday. Going with the wide hyzer.
Nicely measured there, and a little bit of unfortunate ground play. You and Aaron are going to be in similar territory for your birdies.
Joe Rovere also going with right-hand backhand, leaving it much wider than he had on the first day, and also getting it a little deep, but gonna have a just outside the circle look for birdie.
Yep, not bad at all. And this will be probably the first look that a lot of our viewers have on Justin. Talk about Justin's game a little bit.
Yeah, Justin Cournoyer out of Rapid City, South Dakota, I believe. Plays for Latitude. Unfortunate roll there as well, as we saw a lot of our players get the distance right, but getting unfriendly rolls. But yeah, he's a local killer, I would say. Plays a lot of local events in the couple state region from him, but over the year, a very, very strong player.
Yeah, absolutely. His name pops up on any tournament in his area for sure. And, Aaron trying to get that one over the rim, but doesn't give it enough.
Yeah, 3 circle, or I think maybe even all circle 2 looks is not what we're looking for on hole 1 from this card.
Yeah, it seemed like the shots were coming in a little spicy, kind of like hitting pin high and then trickling long. Oh, and Joe just barely trickling out. But yeah, I feel like you need to make contact with the ground, well short of the basket, and kind of trickle forward, as opposed to most of these shots were coming pretty much pin high and then working their way down the hill. But all pars, so could be worse. Getting the day going.
We've got 2 natives from Colorado, myself who lived in Colorado for a little while, and then Justin from just a little bit north. Almost a local card here for this A-Tier.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to see some local blood on top. Hole 2, this is one of my favorites on the course. You got to bend a shot all the way around the ball fields. Mando's left, so you're not allowed to go over. Popular play is roller, being that it will kind of curl into the hillside. A popular theme on this course is blind landing zones off the tee shots. And so this is one of those. Aaron not quite getting this disc over.
Yeah, and I would say this is the miss. If you don't get that disc turned over enough, it's going to fall down that hill very quickly, leaving you quite a long upshot.
It's an easy mistake to make because with the slope of the hill going down and left, you really need to slam that Anheuser angle over in order to keep that disc turning into the hillside.
Myself, not in the ideal landing zone, but getting plenty of distance off the tee. Gonna be in
not
position
bad.
to attack.
Yeah, birdie's still in play from where you're at.
Joe putting a good move on this, trying to get it up to that fence line and then fade back down. And
Wow. Yeah, well done from Joe. That was great. Man, tell you what, Joe Rovere being in the Masters division, definitely, without debate, one of the farthest throwers in the Masters age category. Justin pumping it out pretty nice.
I think he actually does hold the record from previous Masters Worlds. He is now your 2-time MP40 champion.
That
Pretty
does
impressive.
not surprise me one tiny bit. Joe consistently rips the disc over 500 feet during tournaments. So we're not even talking about just distance competitions, whatever. We're talking golf lines over 500. Loves the Halo Boss. And so he's been really working that into his lineup over the last year or so.
We saw Aaron put a good move on that one, getting himself to the circle, I think, for his birdie. Cournoyer going to be a little short there.
Yeah, Aaron did a nice job of putting birdie back into play from quite a ways down the hill. I love the forehand play here. Woo. A little bit long.
We'll take that. It's the blind landing zone really makes you trust yourself, or have to trust yourself. And if you don't, you can start spraying. But if you trust yourself, like Joe just did, you're gonna find that right in the circle.
Can't do it much better than that. Yeah, you really need to know confidently where that basket is in reference to the surroundings, because of course you can't see this green being with the dramatic hillside that you're throwing off of.
We've got Aaron here for birdie. Hopefully get our first birdie of the round for the card. Oh, and it just hyzers out a little too far left. Here's myself from about the same distance, circle's edge.
Just not quite making it happen for this card so far. This is an interesting dynamic, especially for, Aaron being the leader right now. He's been traveling at mostly lower elevations, traveling all around the country on tour, and then suddenly comes way up to the Mile High City.
Yeah, that putt will drop a lot faster from outside the circle when you're, doing a kind of a pitch or even a sploosh when not a full spin putt. So a little hard to adjust to that sometimes once you move outside the circle.
All right, hole 3, really fun hole. It's kind of got that top of the world feeling where it's a big downhill shot. Let it rip and watch it fly. My preferred play is the wide forehand. Hanging out wide, there are fewer trees in play. The danger there with the forehand play is that you're throwing straight over a dry OB pond. The backhand is a little safer to stay away from that pond, but it does bring one main tree into play that you're hoping to get around. And Joe getting the nose down on this one a little bit. Ooh, but getting the ground play.
Got a great skip to get him back into, birdie possible territory. Out of the hand, it didn't look like he was going to have much, but he left him. It's probably about a 70-footer, but there's possibility there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Aaron going to show you that spike forehand. Not super spiky, but decent action there. What is that, maybe 40?
Yeah, I would say probably in about that 40 range. I found myself there on day 1. Hopefully going to get a little more on it this time.
Yeah, wind much more manageable this day. Trying to hit that gap. Living there next to Aaron.
Whew, same spot as yesterday. Justin Cournoyer rounding out our card. This looks pretty good if it can get back to the left.
Yeah, this could do it. Can it get the ground play? It does. Great shot from Justin.
Going to be in circle 2 a little deep, but in pretty good position. Probably the best so far.
Yep, a little bit of a comebacker, but an opportunity nonetheless. Oh, wow.
He gave it that slight hesitation. He thought he had
He
it.
convinced himself and all of us that was going in.
Oh. All right, Aaron here now for his birdie.
Forced to straddle out. Yeah, tricky. He's got that kind of low delivery, and so I bet his hand kind of dragged along the grass a little bit. Could have distracted the release point a little bit. You've got a nice fair chance at this. Oh.
Just airball right side.
Yeah, it looked good pace, but just pulled it a little.
There
Justin showing us how it's done.
No surprise with him making putts. He's known for his putter. If he gets it hot, watch out, folks, especially from that circle 2 range.
Yeah, that's a great point. Part of Justin's game is when he gets into a groove with the putter, he will connect from anywhere.
Self cleaning up par here. Although the wind is down, the course is playing a little harder for our card here. Not many birdies so far today. You'd like to see yourself get at least 1 or 2 of the first 3.
Yeah, a little slow for our card so far, but we are headed into a short one. 273 feet, pretty basic here. This tree on the right side is very much in the way for the right-handed hyzer. Forces you to put it up high and try to kind of stall it out into the green. See how these players can manage. Last round, I feel like the card made it look easier than it is. And here we go, continuing on with that theme. Justin inside the circle.
So there's that line, though, that you were saying, if you put it on the sole hyzer line, you have a hard time getting in there with where that tree's located, and as we see him push to that backside of the circle. Joe landing in about the same spot as round 1. Seems to have the shot dialed.
Yeah, and you will see shots kind of land long of the basket as opposed to right under it because that tree is kind of pushing shots over there. Aaron nearly making it.
Be nice to see one go in here. A little ace. I haven't seen an ace in a while. There's also another play that we haven't seen yet, is that outside skip landing about the tree and kind of just running it in.
Yeah, solid ground play there and solid putt from Justin.
Another one from circle's edge, maybe outside.
An opportunity for the star frame, no doubt. Aaron going to try to focus up and make sure this one goes home.
Whew.
He's going to take the tournament to double digits.
Little pop back there, but staying in.
Solid. You will join Aaron at the 10 under mark.
Like you said, we're going to get our first star frame here of the day. I shouldn't say that yet, but pretty confident with Joe's putt here.
Yes, sir. Jams at home, and we're on to hole 5.
One of my favorite memories growing up was a trip I took with my dad to Hawaii. We just got done with a round of disc golf and decided to listen to the Grateful Dead. Without saying anything, we both knew we needed to dance, and that's exactly what we did. Sometimes you just need to stop and enjoy the music.
After climbing the hill of hole 4, we are right here to hole 5. A fun shot, but a hyzer that you need to be disciplined with. You're trying to kind of hit a couple weird little gaps. Safe play is to hang it out wide. It is an attackable par 4, and so the eagle is there. Don't let the distance fool you. 717 feet. Is not quite what it actually plays. I think kind of somewhere more in that 500 territory. Justin's showing you a little bit of a wide play.
Yeah, I would consider this a safer play. He's going to skip down the hill, but he's not giving it the height to actually glide all the way down the hill and, force the issue with that green. The hole is probably, what would you say, 50 to 70 feet below us right now?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, big downhill drop. And, yeah, I really like the line that Justin went with, kind of making it look like it was going to come into that tree, but then hyzering in front of it. Whoa, Joe getting some crazy rolling action off of this drive.
Yeah, it looked like he was going for that one and kind of got kicked into a roller, potentially.
Yeah,
And
maybe a little indecisive with the angle of release. Got a weird cut roll.
Aaron putting a good move on this. I like the line here.
Yeah, following Justin's line, but with a little more speed. Oh, that looked like it checked up.
Gonna give him probably a 100-footer, but that's that shot Joel was talking about. If that has about 2 to 3 more feet of air, it skips probably off the path down there, and he's inside circle 2.
Yeah, well done from Aaron. And you've got overstable coming in on the backside. And you'll have an upshot similar to what you had yesterday.
Yeah, trying to keep that same game plan of getting deep there to throw into it. I feel like it's just my best play since I don't really have the distance to really force that green shot. And Joe, throwing it behind those trees there, he's probably going to have a tricky approach.
This upshot is really touchy. So you've got OB behind. The forehand is a little more open. Backhand will bring these trees into play that are about 25 to 30 feet away, and you're able to slide through. Very nice.
Yeah, forcing that skip shot there, I feel, is just the way to do it, because if it does come up short, you're pitching up, taking your 4, but you're not risking it with the air shot going long into that OB. And here's Gossage's eagle look.
Never given it a chance. I don't know what his expectations were for himself. Maybe he didn't look too disappointed, so maybe he's just figuring he's happy with the 3. Wow, Joe, what a save.
Sneaking one through the gap there.
Impressive.
Not happy with it, but getting out of there with par is never bad after being OB off the tee.
Yep, absolutely. That's a good save. That's 2 saves in 1. Yep. The approach and the putt.
Here's myself for birdie. Oof, not the best looking one, but we'll take it.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Justin for an opportunity to pass Joe.
And get himself a turkey.
Oh man, that was a really good little momentum booster for him. So that's
tough to see.
It's disappointing to miss those.
You would have thought he would have connected pretty easily on that one. It was a 25-footer or so, but still, with his putting abilities, you expect a little more. So moving to hole 6.
All right, put your creative hats on. Everything left of this main sidewalk is out of bounds. So you've got an early kind of inbound zone, the zone to your left as your second landing zone, and then here's your green. Very slopey, tons of out of bounds everywhere, and Eagle is in play with 2 perfect shots, but rarely seen.
And I think if anybody's going to do it, it'd be this man with his forehand power and backhand power average. However, it doesn't really look like he pushed the corner like I thought he might. That's probably going to be a shot where he's laying up to that second landing zone like you were talking about.
Yeah, most common play is just going to be to kind of get it out in the grass, somewhere around where your shot just landed. Probably wherever we'll see Joe throw to here. And then you've got a blind second shot, or a second shot to a blind landing zone.
Yeah, Joe landing on that top side, I would say that's a really ideal landing zone. You have you're above the second landing zone there, and going to give you your best look at the hyzer approach. Justin puts a good move on this one, getting it to turn for quite a ways, and he's going to have a downhill, run up, but in a great spot.
Yeah, nice looking angle. So you're going to see Joe put a hyzer nice and high and wide, bring it around and try to hit that landing zone.
That'll do. Really, you can break this hole down into 3 very routine shots for most players of this caliber. So getting a birdie here is, in the game plan, and if you're getting bogey or worse, you're going to be pretty upset if you didn't go out of bounds.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the first 2 shots are all about staying in bounds, and then really that third shot I feel like is mostly going to be the deciding factor on whether you're able to walk away with birdie or not. It's a really touchy approach, and so we'll see how everyone's speed control is approaching the green. Justin giving himself the shortest distance to that second landing zone. From here, if I were in this spot, I would be going forehand, and so that forehand is an option, but Justin's sticking with that backhand. Ooh, and pushing a little deep.
Wow.
But that's fine.
Yeah, 4 different, 4 different tee shots or landings for the tee shots, and all within about 60 feet of each other here.
Yeah, so you brought this tree into play a little bit. I think ideally you would have been a little more to the right, a little closer to the water.
Yeah.
But man, what a good landing.
Yep. Kind of just playing into that catcher's mitt we talked about during the first round there, is if you can get to that back right side, pretty good spot to land. And Joe going to a very similar spot to round 1, looking like he'll be putting for birdie from circle 2.
Yeah, that was a really safe way to play that shot. A straighter disc so that he wouldn't get the ground play left OB, and a high stalling shot so that he wouldn't leave it short or long. And Aaron getting just high enough to get over the hill and putt for birdie.
Yeah, Justin almost giving himself some unnecessary foot problems there with his wow.
Oh, good
the length
stop
of that second shot.
Maybe a late tree. Yeah, I don't feel like the footing should have given him too much trouble there, but maybe just a little bit of overcommitment, making sure you get over that shelf, making sure you get in bounds. Oh, a great putt from Joe.
Wow.
And it just rips through the chains.
That's one I feel like maybe should have stuck. Maybe it's a little too far left, but looked pretty darn good from this angle.
Yeah, I mean, anytime I see a chain link pass on the outside of the disc, that to me is, I call that a good putt,
I would agree with that, actually. Never
But-
thought of it that way.
Yeah, but I mean, you're right. It was high and left, so could have been better. See if you can cap off your birdie. And I mean, I don't think we've seen any red on the scorecard yet, so you guys are at least keeping it clean, keeping the score moving in the right direction. Yourself and Aaron keeping pace and setting a good one.
It's hard to keep up with some of these young guns these days. If you can do it, you're usually in a good spot. So we have Justin getting his par there as Joe comes up and is going to tap in his as well.
Jumping into hole 7, 360 feet. What you see is what you get. Bust out probably a little more on the overstable side. Chuck it up into the sky and crash it into the hill. This one is a perfect hole to try to ace run.
I couldn't agree more with just having that backstop of the hill there and having complete freedom on that right side to throw Hyzer. And Aaron looks like he hit the bottom of the basket maybe and got a little skip up that hill.
Yeah, solid shot there. I feel like with Aaron's arm, he could have gone with something maybe a little slower, but do you tend to be more comfortable putting kind of a faster disc up high, or more of a slower disc and more of a committed kind of forward shot?
I like to go with the faster, more overstable disc most of the time, especially when I'm up at this elevation.
Sure. So you got some not so friendly ground play, but you're still in birdie territory. Joe putting up that halo boss into the air and coming up a little short.
Probably about circle's edge. Good length on it, but just not getting far enough back left.
Yeah, so everybody's got testers so far. I feel like on this hole, you don't want to leave that much work for yourself, so Justin's going to try to make the correction, but it's not going to happen.
Staying long and actually quite a bit right there. He's going to be maybe outside of circle 2 with this.
Yeah, maybe some bad wind reads. This isn't the most technical shot, so you would expect this card to land shots a little bit closer than that. Oh, shoot.
Ooh.
Speaking of bad wind reads.
A little bit of almost airmail out of that from him. Maybe a little bit headwind there, just lifted it more than expected. He's going to be outside circle 1 here for a comeback par putt.
In danger of bogey for sure. Oh. Aaron Gossage says, no, sir.
No problem for Goose, though. Way to clean up that par. Myself here from about circle's edge.
Going with the straddle because of that branch behind you, I'm assuming?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just never got comfortable with that one.
Oh, Joe. Putting that nose down high in the chains and gets it to slide down into the basket.
He's got a couple spit outs now this round. It's probably maybe starting to get to him a little bit, and he's starting to try and place the disc more than he is just throwing it.
Sure. Yeah, that nose down angle is conducive to allowing that disc to kind of spit back out of the basket. When you have the nose up, then the back of the disc likes to sink into the basket, whereas if you have the nose down, that back edge of the disc is so high that sometimes it'll crawl out in the opposite direction. All right, hole 8, another blind green. So you're trying to either throw kind of a forehand hyzer, backhand hyzer, smooth, straight backhand, and focus on speed control. A lot of different ways to attack this one. But none of them are easy.
But Joe makes this shot look so easy and effortless. Oh my goodness.
That is a thing of beauty.
Wow.
Joe, I don't know. He's got to be my favorite guy to watch throw that kind of shot. He takes a really neutral disc, slams it on a little gentle turnover angle, and just gets it to slide wherever he wants.
So Goose hits that tree right about circle's edge. He shouldn't have a problem with that birdie there.
Yeah, that's a common result, what Aaron just did. Kind of being obstructed by that little tree. You still got to earn your birdie a little bit because the putts can get tricky depending on your stance and whatnot. Looked like you got just inside the circle.
Nope, actually short of that tree.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Quite a bit of ground action there for Justin. Yeah, I think I'm probably circle 2 here. A lot shorter than you want to be.
Ooh, okay. That one hit nice.
That was a good one. Those are the ones you kind of run sometimes because you're just feeling it when you think you should lay it up.
Clean contact. Low center. Very nice putt. That feels good. Yeah, so looks like Aaron is not really obstructed by this tree. Able to send that one home. Gearing up for another star frame here.
Yeah, I think Joe is, I was going to say, almost touched the pole. I love birdies like that where you can just drop it in. You don't even have to swing your arm.
Do the little drive-by.
There's a smile out of Joe.
Very nice. Birdies around for the card, and we are on to hole 9. This is an iconic hole that's been involved in this event for years. You've got that scary right side OB, and so you're hoping to hit the gap and hyzer to the left a little bit. Not too much because there is OB left as well. And then here is your green. You're either wanting to swing it wide around that branch that your drone just went around, or kind of sneak it under that branch and kind of into the armpit of that tree, if you will.
Here's a good shot from Joe, just flat down that road and then letting it hyzer out once it gets to the open. He's going to be in a good position to attack. Aaron's up next here. It wouldn't surprise me if he's trying to push this much further down the fairway than what we just saw. And that is crunched.
Yeah, putting some speed on this one.
Wow. He is so far down there.
Yeah, that's going to make the upshot nice and simple. I'm imagining a zone backhand. Just curl it around the tree into the basket. What are you ripping on here?
This is a Millennium Falcon. Getting it a little too... It looks just so... It looked great from the tee pad.
Yeah.
But just getting it a little too much turn and causing it to catch those branches.
Yeah, that right side can come into play, and it is punishing when you bring it in.
Justin getting a good move on his as well and getting way up that fairway.
Yeah, Justin found a nice landing zone. There's kind of some random pockets of foliage, little trees, bushes, and weird footing and whatnot. And so placement can be important on this tee shot. Not quite committed on that angle.
No.
From you.
Yeah, really, that was one of those shots where you're like trying to make up for lost time and gonna come up short playing for bogey at this point.
Yeah, should be a somewhat simple up and down, and this looks a little undercommitted as well. Joe is trying to pull that over to the right, and yeah, just came out a little early.
Catching that last large guardian that you were talking about.
Justin gonna play the low line here.
I think that's the better idea, especially if you make it that far up the fairway.
Yeah, well done from Justin. And there's that surprising soft skip again. We saw the same thing last round from Paul's approach. Some surprisingly soft skips on the screen.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Aaron's as well. Even though he's throwing a slower speed disc, you would think it would move a little further once it hits the ground. Here's my fourth shot.
Leaving a little bit to be desired there.
Yeah, not the putt you want for bogey.
All right, watch the way Joe gives this. He does this little like kind of spin jump putt, floatery bid. Ooh, and he's good at it.
He's good at it. It keeps it close to the basket.
Yep.
It's one of those ones where you're giving it a run, but you're also going to guarantee you're staying close for the next one. And Aaron is going to get another birdie on the card, getting him to 5 under par.
Yes, sir. So yourself, Aaron, and Justin all with testers, but yourself putting for bogey. So this is to lose 2 strokes and hopefully not 3. Gets it to go.
Knocking it down. First red of the round, but it happens sometimes. It's golf.
Yep, absolutely. You're still hanging. Still within 2 strokes, so.
All right, Justin up here for his birdie to make it 2 in a row.
Yeah, I got the weight a little bit forward on that one. Pushed it into the cage. Aaron Gossage setting a good pace for this front 9 and not making it easy for anybody to make much of a move.
Yeah, it's pretty hard when you're getting more than half the birdies to run anybody down these days of disc golf.
Absolutely, yeah. Managing the course well, hitting some good putts. I mean, think back to that nice par save on hole 7. That was a crucial putt to keep the momentum going.
All right, and here's a look at our card. Most of the group staying clean, myself with the only bogey for our card there on hole 9. We're going to have some great action going into this back 9, folks. I hope you all join us. Joel, I can't wait to join you again on the back 9. Thanks for being here today.
Absolutely, it's going to be a fun one. Thanks for having me, and thanks everybody for joining.
As always, like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you on the back 9.